Alright guys, welcome back to another analysis video. We're looking at Bitcoin. So I wanted to delay this video because I wanted to show you exactly how Bitcoin was going to play out in terms of everything we talked about in our previous video. So for those of you who've been watching my first Bitcoin videos, we gave the entries for the short trade. We were talking about how we were bearish on Bitcoin and we entered some levels in at over here 91k at the 17 on the Fibonacci, and we were aiming for this 84 kind of 83 area, and which it did. So of course the short trade would have worked out. Then what we talked about was 84k being the accumulation level. We've seen in the past how people have bought in here, people have bought in here, people have bought in here, and we were expecting the same thing to be happening here. However, there was one thing that we mentioned, and you can still see it remains on the screen, which was in the case we were going to see the price come through, because we very likely could, because this has been a massive sell-off. We have to expect for some levels. Firstly, you have to realize that the low that was previously created all the way over here around 80,000, that we didn't touch. We closed at 81,000 today. So we were expecting for the price to not go below that, because we talked about in the case of a flush, it was very likely that the price straight plummets through this previous low we've created and go all the way down. Now, the second thing was if we were to see the price break through below this 83k, in which it did, we need a candle to actually close here and wait for a pullback, and then we can see the price going down, which is indicated by this particular thing that we drew here. And so you can see how this is everything we talked about. The support and resistances come into play. What we're waiting on right now, for those of you who are waiting on, are we able to see Bitcoin go down even further? Well, the first thing we have to see is for the candle to actually close below 32k. Because if we were to go into the 60-minute, into the hourly time frame for Bitcoin, you can see exactly what I was talking about. You can see Bitcoin break below. And as it broke below, you can even see firstly the pullback towards the top of the support, but then it obviously didn't work out, so the price rejected and fell down further. But now after that, as we see it not be able to break that previous low, which we talked about at 80k, it pulled back. Where did it pull back to? To this 83k support. And when it did pull back, it tried to reject, but it failed to create a new lower low, right? So we saw this lower low, lower high here, we saw a lower low. It did create a somewhat, if you want to count this as a lower high, but then as it went down, we see it couldn't create a new lower low, and we've seen the price go back up. So we are actually looking at in terms of the hourly time frame, a bullish structure to be forming. But that's not the main point. The main point is understanding how it's reacting to this 83k support, like we've said. The very fact we're breaking through it again is showing that buyers want to accumulate. And ultimately, it goes on about, are we going to end up in this zone? Because if we're in between this 8040 and 84k, we're still going to be seeing consolidation. So there is still a chance for the price to drop further. But if we're able to break above this 84k and close above 84k, then the likelihood, there is a bigger chance of the price going upwards, because it means that buyers are in control. And then vice versa. If we break below, then it goes back to what we were saying at the very start, in terms of the price is looking for that pullback into that fall down towards that 70k level. But so far, you can see everything we've talked about in our previous videos has come into fruition. This is what we've said with patience, with the technical analysis. And you guys can go check out my previous videos as well. It's all on YouTube. It's all there. You can see exactly what we talked about. We give indications and probabilities in both directions, but we talk about, for that to become true, what we need to wait for. And this is what we talked about. If we did break through, we're very likely to see the price being brought back up. But at the end of the day, if we are closing below this zone, we can be seeing Bitcoin going down further. And you guys, thanks for watching. As always, it's not financial advice, and I'll catch you guys next time.